There
Oh, yeah.
So, as you probably know, I'm a producer and I work as a coach with writers and directors. And every few months, I like to get on Zoom and hear about, big ambitions, big obstacles, just get a kind of updated sense of, how the land lies and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I thought we'll just go through a few questions, find out a bit more about where you're currently up to, any big obstacles, any solutions that you're really looking for. And yeah, it's very free form, it's very flexible. Um, yeah, so what would you say is your big goal for your career? Where do you want to end up long term?
Um, well, first of all, I do want to get further in the industry by literally making projects with budgets because at the moment my stage at the moment is making short films for festivals and my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
I don't make any money with my films at the moment, but that's fine because I've got actors who are reliable and they don't care about money and everything. They just want to do showreel material or they just want to do it because they love doing it, or they want to be like in the industry themselves. So it's all about helping each other out. And that's the thing. Like, I just believe there's too many selfish people in this industry, and the people who I know are the most genuine, most loving people ever because we stick together and we just want to help each other rather than say, "Oh, I don't care about that. I want Hollywood and money and fame." So for me, I want to get to a stage where because I've got some really big original scripts that I've written. I've got about five original feature film ideas that I would love to get out with a budget, and they're kind of like sort of indie film for BFI kind of films, where I would have maybe sort of newcomers and have a very famous, well-known face involved and stuff like that. There's one of them that I've been wanting to make since 2017 called Bad Influence, and it's about two young women who have this really dark friendship. And when this ex-boyfriend of one of them comes into their lives, things start to get way out of control and gets really dark along the way. And I don't want to spoil anything because it's got loads of twists involved. And every producer who I've met who says, "Oh, I want to help on this," they just disappear out of thin air and then they don't want to help. And then they say, "Oh, good luck with that." And then I don't hear from them. And so I want to be in a place where I want to get a job with the industry properly, literally say, "Look, here's one of my ideas, get it distributed, get it pitched, get it out there, and just make the film." I don't do it for fame or money or anything. I just want to do it because this film work is art and I have got a lot of like original art that needs to get out there because at the moment the film industry is literally going tits up. It's just all remakes and reboots and oh maybe we can do this instead of doing that, and it's just not right at the minute. It just seems to be going in a very bizarre direction, which I don't like.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely a real tricky one because so many people are still scrambling post COVID in order to trying to recoup 2 years worth of intense losses, whilst also still putting stuff out there that is the most risk averse possible. It's a really weird, time is because alongside all of that, you then have all of the stuff that got halfway through being made when COVID hit. And so there is not only all of the risk averse, recouping the losses stuff, like Top Gun Maverick, which is literally a shot for shot remake. It's fully shot for shot remake. Top Gun Maverick is exactly the same as the original Top Gun, which I find fascinating. Um, but then you also have all of these newer projects that are really struggling to find an audience and seek that really solid distribution. Um, that previously, like, had there not been a COVID thing, they might have done better. But post COVID, it's a whole weird, divide between
Yeah,
things, which is a shame.
it is. It's a massive shame. But but the thing is, with all these artists, I believe that have the potential to get out there and really stick out for it. It's just a shame that they're kind of sticking with the familiar faces and they think, oh, let's say for example, oh, Quentin Tarantino or Steven Spielberg, we know these guys, they'll make the money.
Yeah.
we'll be fine, you know. But not every film they do is a success. Not every film they're going to do is not every film they're going to is going to bring in the people.
Mhm.
So what 2020 COVID was that when cinemas were kind of a bit in and out, um, independent films were doing really well. And like there was a film I remember watching called Saint Mods, which is an independent film for film, which I love, a horror film. And even though they had Tenet, a Christopher Nolan film that was out during the same time, Saint Maud was actually, in a way, winning over the box office because even though Tenet was making loads of money, it wasn't as massive as it would be on a normal day. And
Yeah.
yet, Saint Maud, the audience was there for this really tiny short film. And, you know, and I thought, well, you know, there's potential there. And it just shows that there's a new talent out there that has potential to show this new original twist and everything. And then Christopher Nolan, who's this big, well-known, amazing director who's done Batman and you know all the other stuff he's done, he lost, and I was just like, well, there you go, you know. So it can happen, you know, and that's what I believe in. So that's what I mean, my mark is not to make the money out of the box office. My mark is to say, look, you know, here's new original talent, here's the film, that is a new story, something to grip the audience, you know, and that's what I've got right here. So that's my aim.
Yeah, it's a good aim. So you mentioned, speaking with producers and getting a little bit of interest or sort of mix and match kind of interest. How is that process working for you at the moment? Is it easy finding producers and then difficult keeping hold of them?
It's not hard to find them. It's in fact it's very easy to find them because on my Instagram I follow loads of producers and loads of filmmakers and loads of actors and loads of anyone in the film industry. But what makes me laugh is like, I mean, I these producers they message me sometimes first rather than me making the first move. Sometimes I will make the first move and say, "Oh, have a look at what I've done on my YouTube and take a look at this and blah blah blah." And then sometimes it's, "Oh yeah, okay, come in and let's meet and talk whatever." Or sometimes they'll go, "Oh, we want to talk to you and we want to meet you and everything," and they give you all these promises that they don't keep. And then it's like, oh, you know, and I pitch to them and I meet them and say, I've got this, you know, and all that, and this is original and this should be made and everything. And all I keep getting is, okay, well, good luck with that. And then they don't speak to me for about 5 years. And it's like, what did I say that they didn't want to know? And then coincidentally, if I've gone to a premiere or a film event or I've met someone famous or something, it ain't until then that they'll speak to me and be like, oh, that was good for you, wasn't it? And I'm like, oh, you didn't speak to me for about 5 years. Last time I spoke to you, you just said good luck with your filmmaking. And then it's like, it's not, it's like if something good or eventful happens to me, they want to get involved. But then if I'm doing something like making a normal film or just, they're just like, yeah, we're not interested. And I just don't understand. Like, you know, because I've been making films for 17 years, by the way, 17 years, since I was 13. And I mean, I know my films from then till now are not, you know, blockbusters or great quality, you know, mesmerizing CGI Avatar Transformers looking movies. You know, they're not gonna be. But at the end of the day, my stuff is original and it's unique and it's watchable and it's entertaining and it's something different. And another thing as well, that even though producers are hard to kind of impress, many of my actors who I've worked with, even big, like I know actors who do big paid work. They've been in James Bond, EastEnders, like you name it, they've been in it, right? And they do my stuff for free because they don't care. They love to be actors. And one time, this massive paid actor said to me that he loved working with me more than working on a production because I gave him roles that he's always wanted to go after because of me. And that was such a compliment because to think he's been in film, I mean, I'm not going to say his name, but he's been in like loads of big motion pictures. And then he said to me, this tiny little pipsqueak filmmaker, that he preferred working with me the most out of everybody he's been with because I give him better roles, which is something to say, why can't a producer say that? You've got, you know, it's just incredible. But I always take what a compliment from someone who's been in the industry I always take it on board. In fact, just let me just quickly to tell you this. I had a premiere recently for my autism awareness film, scripting, and I got Elora Torchia, who has been in Midsummer and In the Earth. She's a British Asian actress. She's incredible. She's very underrated, but she's absolutely amazing. She came to my premiere because I speak to her on Instagram. She actually came to my premiere and she said to me, you know, you keep going. You know, you have got the talent, the potential. You keep going and don't stop. And that really touched me. The fact that this lovely actress who's worked with Florence Pugh, Reece Shearsmith, you know, and she's said to me to keep going. It's just a huge honor.
Yeah. It must be really, I mean, that's a real like highs and lows situation where, you know, you have the actors on one side, but then you have the producers on the other side that you're really struggling to get the same kind of conversation going with them and the same kind of enthusiasm. Do you think there's anything, do you think there's any kind of interference between you and producers at the moment? Or, you know, just generally with your projects that's stopping you from getting the same enthusiastic reception?
Um, Nothing's stopping me, to be honest. I always take on the challenge, but do you know what I love? What I always am so happy about is that I always prove them wrong. And here's an example. Um, I was making a film back in, let me try and think the year. I think it was 2018 or yeah, it was 2018. I was doing a film called The Wonders of Alice, which was my fourth indie feature film that I've made with no money. By the way, I've made 6 indie feature films with no money, by the way. It's all on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. And one of these producers who met me, and she's done quite a bit of producing. She's done a few indie British films. I can't remember the names of them, but there's been a list of them. And she was going to me like I was trying to pitch this film to her, and she went to me, you know, I don't have the potential to make a feature film, and you don't seem to have that enthusiasm yourself, trying to put me down. And then I did The Wonders of Alice, big feature film, premiered it, and everybody came. It was the biggest premiere I'd ever had. Everyone came, and I sold all my tickets. And I remember I sent her a screen cap of my ticket sales to her, and I went, "Why don't you have a bang on that and see what you were saying to me the other week? Have a look." And she then blocked me because she because she realised that she was in the wrong, and I was laughing because I said, "Well, there you go. That just shows that." You know, you get these big producers that think they know everything about you and put you down. And then I come along and manage to make it to the other end and make a very successful project. And she's like, whatever, you know. But that's just the strong ego side of it all. But no, I don't let it stop me. I don't know why these producers want to meet and then say, oh, you know, good luck. I mean, I say all the right things. I'm very polite to them. I don't rub it in their face. I'm not, as I said, I'm not one of those guys who say, "Oh, you've got to make this." You know, I'm just a very honest guy, and I just say, "Look, I really want to make this film because I think it has potential for an audience to watch, and it has real strong lessons, and it's very relatable. Like most of my films are very relatable to today and real life, and you know, struggles that people go through and everything. I mean, I'm autistic, so I've got loads of stories that I could tell. I mean, I'm doing these autism awareness films because the autism industry especially needs to be heard. I mean, look at Paddy Considine. He's autistic, and he's directed, you know, Tyrannosaur, which is one of my favorite films, and he did the one with the boxing as well. And then he's also been in Dead Man's Shoes and everything like that. And he's a fantastic actor as well as a director. And you know, everyone thinks he's incredible and amazing, but he doesn't let it stop him. And you know, and then there's me who comes along, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I think it's just because I think because I've got talent, or maybe they think I've got too much skill. They're scared I'm going to kind of step in and kind of take over their mark or something, or maybe they're worried that I'm going to kind of step on their shoes and be this, you know, new taker. I mean, I don't know, but I'm not there to do that. I'm just there to make a film. You know, that's all I want to do. I'm not there to Spielberg, by the way, or the new you know, Christopher Nolan or anything like that. I'm just there to say I'm here to make a film. That's all I want to do, you know. So why they do this, I don't know, but I'm sure there'll be a producer one day out there who will see what it is I'm trying to do, and hopefully they'll see what it is I'm aiming for, and then they'll say, okay, maybe we can give this guy a chance. Because I'm not being funny. None of the directors that we have today are going to live forever. We're not going to have Steven Spielberg forever. We're not going to have Quentin Tarantino forever. You know, one of these days, they're going to want new directors. And I'm going to be there at the queue saying, look, I've got some ideas. Just give me a chance. Let me make this film, see what happens, and we go on from there. That's literally all that I'm aiming to do.
Yeah. So moving up to bigger budgets so you can have more creative freedom, not just, so you can pay yourself or anything like that. So what would you say your route to getting to these bigger budgets is going to be? Is it going to be continuing with what you've been doing, or is it going to be varying the plan a little bit to see if a different approach would work?
I am, well, at the moment, I'm funding my own stuff because I'm working in a little private job at the moment just to pay the bills and everything like that, as you do. But I've got a company name. Me and my best friend have got a company name. We're called RC Productions, by the way. It stands for Reese Charlie Productions. And we set up the title during COVID, and we've been paying it all. We don't make any. I mean, we've made money from our ticket sales from our little premieres, but what I'm saying is we're just paying for the name at the minute. And what we're aiming for is we're funding using our private jobs to fund this company, and we're going to try and aim to make the films we can ourselves. Because I think, because there's that saying, if you want something done right, you've got to do it. And basically, I make all my projects mostly myself, but my aim at the moment is to fund the projects, get at least one of them out there, and say, this is us. So we are aiming for that at the moment. I mean, if it takes me another 17 years, I'm gonna still carry on. Like, I'm not gonna give up. The ideas that I plan will get made. We're not gonna stop how they're gonna get made. We are literally just gonna carry on and just keep fighting for it, because you can't give up in this industry. Because if you just said, oh, Joe, what, films I'm gonna give up, then I've wasted 17 years of my life for nothing. I'm not going to waste 17 years. Nothing will stop me making the projects, and we will carry on doing it, whether it's funding or not. We every year, every time, I've always got a plan, so it doesn't stop me, whether it be. So yeah.
That's good. And is there anything else other than bigger budgets and, getting the films to an even wider audience? Is there anything else that you're really striving for or that you'd like to achieve?
Um, to be honest, I've been quite lucky how far I've managed to get in life, to be honest. I mean, 2022 has actually been a very successful year for me, because I did this little web series this year called Outsmarted, and a lot of people have been watching. I was very shocked. Like, I released episode one um, when it came out, and I remember thinking, it's there, people can watch it. The next morning, I woke up and it reached over 100 views in 24 hours, which is very viral for my channel. And I was like, who the hell's been watching? Like, who's there? Who's been sharing this? And then as the series progressed every week, because I did 5 episodes, each view was getting higher and higher and higher and higher as we speak. So, and I was thinking to myself, could this be the big break that I've been asking for? You never know. I mean, people might actually start watching this, and it might get even more. I mean, I am working on series 2 for the new year. But my aim is to, like, I mean, I think it's just really, I just want a chance. I just think that's really what I want. I just want, for once, someone to look at what I'm aiming for. And not just me personally. I'm talking about other filmmakers who are like me, who are working on all these ideas, all these original stuff, and they just don't get noticed. So my aim for that is just give me a chance. Just let me have my go. Just let me have my try, see what I can prove and make. So yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. So yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you the link to my pitch deck template, and it's completely customizable. I built it while I was um, on an NFTS course, actually, and we were getting all of these different pitch decks in from Disney and Pixar and Working Title. And so I've kind of taken all of the best parts of each of them to make a kind of amalgamated version. So it's what I use for everything, and I will send you the link. And I think you're frozen.
So can I have a copy of this video for my YouTube channel, if that's okay?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I will send you the link over to this as well.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, yeah, yeah, because yeah, I'll have a link there and I'll have a copy if that's okay. So I can, because this would also help maybe promote a little bit as well for you and for because I like to get interviews on my channel if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, again, thank you so much. It's been an
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure talking to you, and best of luck with all of your
Yeah,
films.
thank
They sound
you.
really exciting.
Yes, thank you very much, and good luck to doing all your interviews as well and everything. And who knows, maybe one day we'll get to project together. You never know.
Yeah, this is what I love about the film industry. You never can predict how things are going to pan out.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, have a lovely rest of your week. Enjoy the Christmas shopping.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you as well.
You too. Bye.